Deep in the heart of the Philippine jungle, the village of San Mateo had lived in fear for generations. The elders spoke of a creature that lurked in the shadows, a man by day, but a beast by night. The Aswang. One night, under a blood-red moon, Maria, a young woman from the village, was walking home from the river when she heard the rustling of leaves behind her. At first, she thought it was just the wind, but then she heard the unmistakable sound of footsteps, too light to be human, yet too heavy to be an animal. She turned around and in the dim moonlight she saw a pair of glowing red eyes staring at her from the trees. Her heart pounded as a shadowy figure stepped forward. It was Manuel, a stranger who had arrived in the village just weeks ago. He had been charming and kind, but something about him always felt off. "Maria," he whispered, his voice now raspy and unnatural. "Why are you out so late?" Before she could answer, his body twisted and contorted, his limbs stretched unnaturally, his fingers grew into claws, and his mouth split open, revealing rows of sharp, jagged teeth dripping with saliva. His eyes burned like embers as he let out a guttural growl. Maria screamed and ran, her bare feet pounding against the dirt path. She could hear him behind her, moving unnaturally fast. The villagers had warned her, never walk alone at night, never trust a stranger. She reached her house just as the Aswang leaped toward her. Slamming the door shut, she bolted it and grabbed a sack of rock salt, the only thing known to keep the creature at bay. From outside she heard its claws scraping against the wooden walls, its voice now an eerie, distorted whisper. "Maria, let me in." She backed away, clutching the salt. The whisper turned into a deep, menacing growl, then silence. The next morning when the villagers came they found deep claw marks on Maria's door, but Manuel was gone. Only a trail of blood leading into the jungle remained. From that night on, the people of San Mateo never spoke of Manuel again. But when the moon was full and the night was eerily quiet, some swore they could still hear a whisper in the wind. "Maria, let me in."